Okay, here's a question for you. What do King David and geometry have in common? Yeah, I know, it's a weird one. You've probably never even thought to ask it. But the answer is, well, it's a sixth grade math worksheet. And it's pretty fascinating. So, today we're going to deconstruct this really surprising lesson plan. It's an unusual find for sure. It's designed to teach some basic math, but it does it by wrapping everything in these ancient stories. So, let's dig in and see exactly how they teach geometry through this very specific lens.
So what we're looking at here is an actual lesson plan for sixth graders. And the topic itself, super simple, how to find the area of a triangle. But as you are definitely about to see, the way they go about teaching it is, well, it's anything but standard.
All right, before we jump into the stories themselves, we've got to cover the foundation, right? Every single problem in this entire lesson boils down to one simple universal formula.
And there it is. Area equals 1/2 times the base times the height. Pretty simple, right? That is the core skill they're trying to teach. So now let's see how this lesson actually puts that formula into action. Okay, now this is where things get really interesting. Instead of your typical, train A leaves the station kind of word problems, this worksheet frames every single calculation as a mini story, and it pulls its characters and scenarios directly from the Bible. So, first up, we've got King David. And apparently, he's not just busy leading an army. No, he's also designing its triangular battle flag. And of course, the worksheet gives us the exact dimensions he's supposedly working with. You just take the flag's 5-meter base and its 7-meter height, you plug them into the formula, and boom, you get 17.5 square meters. It's a really straightforward application of math to a, let's say, very specific story. All right, next up, the worksheet does the exact same thing, but this time with Joshua. He's not designing a flag, though. He's putting up a triangular warning sign for his camp. So you've got a base of 6 meters, a height of 10, you know the drill by now, plug it in, and that gives you 30 square meters. You can definitely see the pattern emerging here. Math skill, story, repeat. And for the last in-class example, we shift gears a little bit. We move away from military figures and into a scene from daily life. This time featuring Ruth using a triangular tarp to gather up some green. So one last time, let's do the math for Ruth's tarp. An 8x4 triangle gives us 16 square meters. So one last time, let's do the math for Ruth's tarp. An 8x4 triangle gives us 16 square meters. Okay, so now we've seen how this lesson works. But the real question is, why? I mean, what's the actual point of framing it this way? Well, thankfully, the lesson plan itself actually tells us. It lays out what it calls the big idea behind the whole approach. It explicitly states the purpose. And this really is the core philosophy right here. The goal isn't just about learning math. It's about connecting a practical skill, like calculating area for design, directly to a value system. It's about linking that skill to the idea of strength and strategy, just like a figure like David. From there, the lesson moves on from the in-class practice to the homework assignment. And this is where the complexity really starts to deepen. It's designed to test more than just calculation. It's about comprehension and even creative application. So the first two questions are pretty straightforward. Question 1 is just a standard skill check, can you do the math? But question 2, that's where it gets interesting. It actually asks students to create their own problem using the same theme. That requires a much deeper level of engagement, right? Then question 3 really represents a step up in difficulty. It kind of throws a curveball. See, here students are given the area and the height, and they have to solve for the base. That means they have to rearrange the formula, basically using a little bit of algebra to find the missing piece. It's a classic way to test if you really understand the concept, not just how to plug in numbers. After that, they hit you with a unit conversion problem. And the answer is a pretty big number, 2 million. This isn't just about simple multiplication anymore. This tests whether students can handle large numbers and, more importantly, if they get how different units of measurement actually relate to each other. And the homework doesn't end with a calculation. It ends with a reflection. This final question really pushes students to think critically about the practical side of things in a historical context. Like, why would a triangle actually be a useful shape back then? Think about tents, or tools, or structures. And then, to wrap it all up, the lesson sheet ends with a Bible verse of the day. This quote from Philippians really serves as the final thematic anchor. It ties the whole thing together, from the math problems to the historical stories, and brings it all back to that central message of finding strength through faith. So when you look at the whole thing, what this worksheet really shows us is a pretty unique way of teaching. Every single part of the lesson is woven into one single theme. And it kind of leaves you with a fascinating question to chew on, right? If this can be done for geometry, where else could the worlds of ancient stories and modern math intersect?